Greeting my fellow lovers of tunes and welcome back for the very first time to an artist called Jelly Roll. Here on the channel where we enjoy the music, of course. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of background, I didn't know who Jelly Roll was, to be honest. And then recently, Falling in Reverse released a song all by myself. No, that's the video that I recorded before this. All My Life. And I saw General and I'm like, he has a fantastic voice. I love that raspiness. He looks like an incredible artist. And then I discovered this song, which I thought would be very, very fitting for the month of June, which is like a men's mental health awareness month. But not only, I don't want to do this only for like men's mental health awareness, but to everyone out there, to everyone who struggles. And I wanted to listen to the song together and go through it and discuss it afterwards. I think it's a very important topic nowadays that it's getting a lot more attention and everything that it used to, and it's amazing, but it's things that I think needs to be like addressed and spoken about. So without any further ado, let's get into this one and then we will discuss it afterwards, as always.
I am not okay. I'm barely getting by. I'm losing track of days, losing sleep at night. I am not okay. I'm hanging on the rails. So if I say I'm fine, just know I learned to hide it well. I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life. But God knows, I know when it's all said and done, I'm not okay, but it's all gonna be alright. It's not okay, but we're all gonna be alright. I woke up today, I almost stayed in bed, had the devil on my back and voices in my head. Some days it ain't all bad, some days it all gets worse. Some days I swear I'm better off laying in that dirt. I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life. But God knows, I know when it's all said and done, I'm not okay, but it's all gonna be alright. It's not okay, but we're all gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. I know one day we'll see the other side. The pain will wash away in a holy water tide, and we all gonna be alright. I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life. But God knows, I know when it's all said and done, I'm not okay, but it's all gonna be alright. It's not okay, but we're all gonna be alright. I'm not okay, but it's all gonna be alright.
You know, I think this has to be the foremost difficult words that you can ever admit to yourself and to others, is I am not okay. This song is so beautifully written. It's so beautifully performed. This man's voice is the perfect voice to carry over such an important message like this. And it tells a short story of what people go through that goes through this like phase in life, that goes through dark times. It's like a short story of what they are feeling, because I don't think there are songs long enough to describe what each person goes through in their own capacity when they go through these dark times. But this sums it up pretty darn well. And it really opens up the discussion between people to bring this to light and make it a topic of conversation. I mean, as of recording this, and I'll get to that now, it's on 1.4 million views, which says quite a lot. In 9 days, it's already reached this amount of views. And so many people, if you go through the comments of this video, you cannot help but get tears in your eyes and relate to people that goes through these things on a daily basis. And I'm going to try my best to, in post editing and stuff like that, to fit in the video. But this is actually the second time that I'm recording this video. The first one just did not come out well. And like, I was a little bit more emotional than I thought I was going to be. It's one of those songs that has that really hits you hard in the feelings, and especially to me, and I'm sure for many other people, this really hit home as well, because we recently, well, not recently, it's been a few years now, but we lost someone to depression, unfortunately, who ended their own lives. And been a person, or being someone that has gone through these dark things myself, and I'm not saying that I'm okay now, but it's a lot better than it was. But being someone that has gone through this can understand how much pain and how much courage it takes to say that I am not okay. And, you know, something that I always thought to myself, and this is my personal opinion, I know that people might disagree, is I always thought to myself, especially when feeling so down and it feels like there's no way out, and the only way to get rid of the feeling is to go lay in the dirt, like they mentioned in the song, is that people would say that, don't worry, you're not alone, we're here for you, stuff like that. And it always made me think, because in that moment of time, I understand it now, that like, I understand why people say that and they try and help, but in that moment in time, I will never forget that it didn't matter who said, why they said it, and what the cause was. It was something that nobody else could have helped me with except myself. There were certainly people that aided in helping you to face these dark sides of yourself and get out of it, and to come to the realization that you can get through this. And I think the times that we live in today makes it especially hard for people, whether it is financial issues, work stability, family stability. There's so many things in today's world that just almost exist just to drive you down. And it's hard not to get caught up in these slumps. I mean, after COVID, I know so many people lost their jobs, lost family members, you know, all these things, and it just sort of got worse. And the people that you always thought might have been the strongest and got everything together and stuff like that were the people who eventually cracked under the pressure. And it doesn't make you a weak person or anything. I would actually say it makes you a strong person if you can go through that and come out the other side. And sadly, it doesn't always happen for other people. Like I said, so many people has lost people, like lost family members and friends to like situations like this, depression and life. And it's what I always find interesting, you still get people that judge those people in today's world. And I'm like, I don't understand how you can judge anyone if you haven't gone through this. And it doesn't matter if you have the exact same situation in your life than that person did, and you are handling it better according to you. It doesn't matter, because every one of us goes through things differently. We are not made the same. We do not have the same strengths and weaknesses. If the person that maybe is going through this had your life, he wouldn't be going through these things, or vice versa. You know, it's very hard to judge. And I always find it so interesting that the people that are quickest to like judge others are the ones that do not fully understand. And I don't feel a sense of anger or anything. It's more disappointment and sadness, because it's sad to see people treat each other like that. But in saying that, the same could be said the other way around. People are also so kind. The communities, and that's what I love about how much attention and how much recognition mental health has gotten through the years, because there are no communities where people can sit and talk together and like talk things out and make them like just not feel alone, even if you don't say anything, just being part of a group that sort of understands what you're going through already makes it feel better. It's so incredible that we live in a day and time that this is possible, and I'm very happy that we are there. A song like this bringing so much attention to mental health, it's incredible. Beautiful song, very, very emotional, and I'm sure that this had millions and millions of people in tears whenever they hear this song play. Just do yourself a favor, go to this video. I always link the original video. Go read the comments. Look at the people telling their side of the stories and what they have gone through. It is so incredibly emotional and incredible for people like that to just talk about it. It's fantastic, and it's all thanks to songs like this, people who make stuff like this known and do awareness for these things. I've seen so many more videos on TikTok and stuff as well that like talks about stuff like this, because years and years ago it was almost taboo to be like talking about things like this, or you were considered weak, or you were not a man if you were someone that cried, stuff like that. And I'm so happy that we are starting to break the stigma, and that we are moving forward as a people to come together. And there's still bad sides to it, and there's so many good sides to it. It's all part of life. But I'm very happy that we get something like this that we can share with each other and talk with each other, open up conversation, and realize that it's okay to say that I am not okay. It's absolutely beautiful, and this is exactly why I always, towards the end of the videos, always say check up on one another, because you know what, something as simple as just checking up on someone that you haven't spoken to in a while, or doing something kind of like out of an act of kindness, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something like in the sense of, oh, I'm checking up on you to make sure you're alright or something like this. Just being there, doing something kind for one another. It might not even be someone you know. Being kind to someone in public, a stranger, you know how much impact that has on someone's life. It can be like the difference on someone maybe not taking their own life, or like getting out of that slump, or feeling a little bit better. It's so important that we always go around, spread positivity and kindness, and help each other, because at the end of the day, we're all human and we all go through these feelings. So I'm going to leave this one here. I can ramble about this all day long, and it's a very important thing to talk about. And I think it takes a lot of courage to openly admit that you have a problem and make a conversation out of it, talk to someone, and just realize that eventually you can get out of it. It's gonna be alright in the end. The words in this song just sums it up perfectly, so go and listen to it again. But I'll leave this one here. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you're staying safe and healthy out there. Remember to check up on one another, and then I'll see you soon for another video, whichever that might be. But until then, remember, music is medicine.